welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I bleached my knots on my frontal to perfection, and also how I tinted the lace to match my skin and plucked the hairline for a natural look. So I'm going to start off by bleaching the frontal. I just have the quick white bleach that I got from Sally's and 40 volume cream developer, and I'm gonna put 3 scoops of the bleach into the bowl, and then I'm just mixing the developer as I go and just, you know, making sure that it gets to a nice thick consistency. So you just want to add a little bit at a time, and you want a consistency that's kind of like cottage cheese-ish and that won't seep through the lace. Then I added 2 drops of purple hair dye to help combat the brassiness that the bleach may cause. So this is the hair I'm going to be making the wig out of, and this is from Lonky Hair, an AliExpress company. This is their beautiful Cambodian curly texture. And this is the frontal that they sent. As you guys can see, it's not super dense. I really like that it has a natural density to it. I just need to go around the hairline and make it look more natural. And we're gonna tint the lace so that it matches my skin and just melts into my skin. So as you guys can see here, the knots on this frontal have not been bleached yet. And you want to bleach your knots because you just don't want little black dots around your head and in your parting space. So the first thing I'm gonna do is lay down some aluminum foil and then put my frontal on top. And I took this butter knife, which I only use for bleaching my frontals, so like if you can just spare a knife, go ahead, or just use like a plastic knife. I like using a knife instead of a brush because it helps me apply less pressure to the frontal, which helps it, you know, not get discolored at the roots, because the bleach won't seep through the lace, but the bleach will just sit on top of the knots. Once I'm done spreading the bleach all over the frontal, I'm just gonna flip it over onto the aluminum foil so that the heat can kind of trap it in and help it process better and faster. And I left it on for about 30 minutes, but make sure that you keep checking it in between time. So I definitely forgot to hit record when I originally rinsed off the bleach, but this is how I did it. I just did it in a downward motion first, and then just like you see here, and then I just washed the lace. And I'm gonna take this Shimmer Lights shampoo to tone down any brassy tones on the frontal caused by the bleach. So I'm just going to put that on there and then massage the lace and work it in really well, and you want to leave it on the lace for at least 3 minutes. And as you guys can see here, the knots are like bleached to perfection. Now I'm gonna take this Isoplus neutralizing shampoo. This shampoo is, you know, what a lot of people use after relaxing their hair because it has a color alarm in it. So it will notify you by turning pink. So like if the suds of the shampoo are pink, then that's an indicator that there's still chemicals left in the hair and that you need to keep washing it. Now I'm gonna take my favorite moisturizing conditioner, and this is gonna combat the bleach and it's gonna make the lace really soft as well as the hair. And while I'm at it, I'm also gonna take a Denman brush and detangle the frontal.
High volume, high volume, high volume.
I took some hot water in the measuring cup. You can use a bowl or whatever you have, and I added like 2 drops of some brown hair dye. I used the Adore hair dye in the color Mocha, and I'm just gonna let that sit for 5 minutes, and then I rinsed it off. And this is what it looks like after it's been bleached and tinted and all that good stuff. Now I'm just gonna saturate the hair in water and conditioner, and I'm doing this because it's just easier to see what you're doing when it comes to plucking when the hair is wet. And you always want to pluck your hair after you bleach it, because the bleach basically weakens the knots and it just makes it a lot easier. So I'm gonna part the frontal long ways, and it's not really like half of the frontal. The front part that you see right there is like less than half, if that makes sense. I feel like it's just easier to watch when it comes to this, but I'm just skipping like an inch and then plucking like 2 or 3 hairs at a time, and then skipping a section, like a very small section like an inch, and then plucking 3 or 4 hairs. So now I'm gonna part the hair again and just continue the same step that I just did with the plucking. After that, I'm just gonna comb this side back and begin to pluck around the hairline before taking out the baby hairs, and then I'm gonna take out the baby hairs and pluck behind them. So once this is complete, I'm gonna do the exact same thing to the other side, and I'm just gonna let you guys watch. Using a razor comb instead of scissors will give you a more wispy look, because it's not going to be a straight blunt cut. So you just kind of want to do like that motion that you see me doing there, and just trim down the baby hairs. And I'm also plucking them just a little bit because I want them to be very light, and you want them to be very natural looking. And I've learned that, like when I first started wearing frontals, I wasn't doing that, but yeah. So now I'm going to go back again, same process as far as plucking, but I'm doing the opposite side towards the frontal instead of away from the hairline. So, and I'm also combing a lot because I'm just removing the excess hair that's coming out. But I just part again and then pluck towards the hairline, and that's kind of gonna, you know, like offset the plucking that I did before and just really thin out the hairline for a more natural look. From this point, basically the hard part is over, and I'm just eyeballing it to see how I want it to look. So I'm pulling out the hair, the baby hair, and then I'm just gonna pluck some more where I feel like there needs to be more plucking done. So at this point, I'm just eyeballing it and just seeing, you know, how I want it to look. So these are the results for this side. I just laid down the baby hairs with a toothbrush, which you guys will see in a second. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, learned something. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as far as these baby hairs, you just want them to look really nice and wispy. So just take a little toothbrush and like your favorite edge control or gel and whisper them around until you get the look that you're going for. So yeah, you guys, I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.